President Putin believes the one and only way out of the Korean crisis is dialogue, no matter how hard it may seem. The Russian leader gave his view while talking to a panel of Russian journalists. Murat Gaziev was listening in for us.
It seemed like a vicious, unbreakable cycle. The North launches ballistic missiles. The United States and South Korea respond with ever more frequent war games. The North launches another ballistic missile, more war games. But this cycle is now on pause. And this competition between Donald Trump and Kim Jong-un, well, Vladimir Putin says that there's a clear winner.
Kim Jong-un has definitely won this round. He's achieved his strategic goal. He's got a nuclear payload, a long-range missile that can reach any place that he sees as an enemy. Now he wants to calm the situation. He's a well-rounded and intelligent politician.
Putin was, of course, also asked about the upcoming presidential elections in Russia. He was asked what he thought about the fact that there are so many people that want to run as candidates. And he said, well, good. The more choice that Russians will have to express themselves, so long as it all happens according to Russian law, and that there's no outside interference, so long as Russians decide who their next president will be. He also remarked that specific countries, certain countries, love to lecture the world, others on how to vote and who to vote for. Yet, when the tables are turned and those same countries believe that their elections are being interfered with, well, they become very irritated, which Vladimir Putin says is somewhat of a two-faced approach. He also talked about a resonant topic here in Russia, the drone attack in Syria, drone attack on the Russian airbase in Latakia and the port in Tartus. More than a dozen drones were launched from the Syrian rebel-held Idlib. These drones carried small bombs, and a number of them were shot down by the Russians. A number of them were landed, several detonated on impact, but those that survived were examined. They may have looked simple, but that was largely camouflage, the Russian leader said, because they're incredibly sophisticated, advanced, from using satellite guidance to get to their destination, to the bomb release mechanisms, to how the electronic engineering inside them worked. Obviously, whoever made them had outside help from someone very experienced. And Vladimir Putin says this technology could now be exported out of Syria.
There were provocateurs at play there, but it wasn't the Turks. We know who they are. As regard the attacks themselves, we have no doubt they'd been well prepared beforehand. Those drones were made to look makeshift, but in actual fact they clearly contain high-tech elements that couldn't possibly have been assembled on the ground in Syria.
More details are expected as these drones are further examined, and hopefully we'll hear about those behind them in the coming weeks.